What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing Game 6 between the Boston Celtics and Atlanta Hawks. And of course, you guys probably know by now that the Boston Celtics did end up winning this game versus the Hawks and ending their season. But man, what a series, honestly, after seeing the Celtics do what they did at the early parts of the first few games, and Atlanta to come back and at least get 2 games out of that is definitely something that me, even though I did pick the Celtics to win this game, I believe I did pick the Celtics to win in 5, but to see Trae Young and those guys definitely put together those wins. Even in last night's game, it was close to the end, but the Celtics just had a little more to pull out that win in the end of the game. I mean, you definitely seen Trae Young have a great first half, having 25. I was expecting him to at least clip 40, but in the second half he just wasn't as aggressive in the first half, and I think that's a testament to how DeJounte Murray played in the first half. And in the first half, Murray didn't score at all, so in the second half he was a little more aggressive, and Trae was electing to defer more to Murray and his teammates in the second half. And also that had to do with Boston loading up defensively on Young. Now, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum definitely came out and did what they were supposed to do. The two All-Stars, I believe they both had 30. I believe Jaylen Brown had 32, if I'm not mistaken. But, I mean, the Celtics as a whole, as a team, it was just a team win. I mean, Derek White didn't have one of his staple performances as he did in the first few games of the series. But, guys like Malcolm Brogdon, Marcus Smart, who was hitting shots, Al Horford, who came in. You had Robert Williams rebounding the basketball really well. Grant Williams coming off the bench and adding a punch. But Malcolm Brogdon, the addition of Malcolm Brogdon just shows how lethal that the Celtics lineup is. I mean, top to bottom. Not only are they 5 players deep, but they can go to like guys like Hauser, again, Malcolm Brogdon. They can go to Robert Williams if they need to. They can go to Blake Griffin if they need to. Pritchard if they need to. So, I mean, when you look at a team like the Boston Celtics, again, the Atlanta Hawks was no pushover in this series. When it seemed like the series was going to be over fairly early, they found a way to get a few good wins, especially with guys like Hunter, guys like John Collins, who I felt like should have had the way he played in the last few games. That's the way I think he should have played early on in the series, but he did come along. You seen Capella doing what he do, rebounding and rim protecting. But, Murray missing that one game didn't really hurt the Hawks because they actually won that game. But you would have liked to see, for me anyway, I would have liked to see Murray have a better, game 6 than he did. Honestly, I would have liked to see Murray in that 20, 22, 23, 24, 25 point range. Bogdanovich didn't have a fairly, good game 6 from 3, but he did what he do. Sadiq Bey, on the other hand, not really too much. He did hit some timely shots. So I'll shout outs to Kongu, who rebounded the basketball very well in that game. But again, like I said, I felt like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown was just a little too much for those guys, especially down the stretch. You've seen big shots from both of those guys. And what more could you ask for from your all-star players that played like all-stars in the biggest moments of the season? You don't want to play a game 7 because, again, you're prolonging your first round to and waiting, and there's a team waiting for you, so you want to get it done as soon as possible. They got it done. They ended up beating the Atlanta Hawks, ending the Hawks season, and the Celtics get to continue on their journey to returning to the NBA Finals. Now, like I said, I don't believe it was a loss for the Hawks in the sense of, man, what could they have done better? It was more or less of just the Celtics were just the better team on that particular night and having finishers. When you have, guys that can close games, that separates the good teams from the great teams. And I feel like that's all the difference was in that particular basketball game last night. I don't think Quinn Snyder could have cooked up a better execution for that game plan. It's just execution as far as players go. You know, when you're on that court and you know in 48 minutes, it's about who's the best in that in between the lines in that moment. And it was just the Boston Celtics in that particular game. Like I said, no fault to the Hawks. They didn't get blown out. They did end up losing the game by more than, I mean, they did lose by more than 5, but it wasn't in the realms of, man, they got blew out in their own building. It was just a bad way to end the season. Now, again, like I said, it could have some things could have went better. You would have liked to see better shooting if you're the Hawks, because they were falling in love with the three early. And that's the thing, when you play a team like the Celtics, you know you're going to have to make open shots, especially from three, because they are a team that if Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is going early from three, that could put you behind the 8 ball, so to speak. So I got what they were doing early. Like I said, Trae Young having 25 points at halftime. I mean, I thought it was going to be one of those moments where you like, oh, he's going to carry them to a game 7. But unfortunately, that did not happen for them. Now, again, like I said, the Celtics are going on to the Eastern Conference semifinals, and they are going to play the Philadelphia 76ers. I have a video coming up about that preview matchup pretty soon that I hope you guys enjoy. But like I said, in Game 6 of the NBA playoffs, first round, the Boston Celtics end up beating the Atlanta Hawks in 6 games, 4 games to 2. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to know anytime a video is being uploaded to the channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.